Ohio gozaimasu, konnichiwa, konbanwa, everyone. Wherever you're at in the world, welcome to Last Raps Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. The views and opinions are ours, and we are not affiliated with the NPB, its Players Association, or its sponsors. We're giving live updates and our commentary on how the game is being played, and providing that information along to those who are tuned in here on YouTube, as well as Twitch, listening to our play. We will be back in just a couple moments, starting lineup, and then we'll get this underway at the top of the hour. Hold tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment for tonight's first pitch.
Are you into digital cards? Last Raps Baseball has you covered as we do daily Top Spun Digital 21 card breaks. This new wave of collecting allows baseball fans to collect digital cards and compete against each other for prizes. Check out our daily breaks and send us a trade to Last Raps. Be sure to tell your friends.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the visitors from Orix, or from Osaka, that we will provide the lineups for first. And then we'll give you the home side for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. Leading off and playing left field, number 38 is Ryota Kita. Batting second and playing center field, wearing number 4 is Shuhei Fukuda. Batting third and playing third base, wearing number 6 is Yuma Mune. And the cleanup spot and playing right field, number 9 is Yutaro Sugimoto. Batting fifth and doing the designated hitting, wearing number 1 is Steven Moya. Batting sixth and playing second base, wearing number 3 is Ryoichi Adachi. Batting seventh and playing first base, wearing number 44 is Yuma Tongo. Batting eighth and doing the catching, wearing number 2 is Kenya Wakatsuki. And batting ninth and playing shortstop, wearing number 24 is Kataro Kirbiashi. They are going to face the right-handed slants of Shuta Ishikawa. Ishikawa is 4-8 on the season, and he has a 3.02 ERA. And now the starting lineup for the home team, the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. Leading off and playing shortstop, wearing number 36 is Taisi Makihara. Batting second and playing second base, wearing number 68 is Masaki Mamori. Batting third and playing in right field, number 9 is Yuki Yanagita. In the cleanup spot, playing in left field, wearing number 31 is Ryoya Kurihara. Batting fifth and doing the designated hitting, wearing number 54 is Alfredo de Spagna. Batting sixth and playing first base, wearing number 7 is Akira Nakamura. Batting seventh, playing third base tonight is Richard Sunagawa. Batting eighth and in center field, wearing number 51 is Seiji Ubiyashi. Batting ninth and doing the catching is wearing number 19 is Takuya Kai. And they are going to face the right-handed slants of Glenn Sparkman. He is making his third NPB appearance. The former major leaguer spent time with the Toronto Blue Jays and Kansas City Royals organization at the major league level. And he is going to get the nod tonight for the Orix Buffaloes, who are in first place. All right, everybody, we'll be back in just a moment as Ishikawa is completing his warm-up tosses. We'll get this one ready to roll in just a couple minutes. Whether you're live here or on delay, we appreciate you tuning in, listening to our game and the call of it tonight. We'll be right back in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. And we're ready to get this underway. And the first pitch of the ball game is a fastball delivered for a called strike to Ryoto Kita. Kita batting from the left side. He's batting 282 on the season, and he swings and misses at a fastball, and the count is now quickly 0-2. Kita's got a homer and 4 RBIs on the year. And Ishikawa goes back to work quickly. He rocks and fires, and it's a fastball swung on and fouled away over on the third base side, and the count remains at 0-2. For Kita, he is hitting in the leadoff spot, and that last pitch was at 147 kilometers an hour. So we're looking at about 91, 92 mile an hour fastball. And there's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded over to first base. The first baseman, Akira Nakamura, fields it. He calls off the pitcher to take it himself. He goes feet first into the base. The umpire has ruled the base runner Kita out. Nakamura is having his struggles. It was a very awkward looking play, a very dangerous play. He could have got himself seriously hurt there. But he comes off the bag or off the line to field it. And then he basically gets over and he slides right through and ends up tripping the runner. A very awkward play. The pitcher was getting over to cover, but he chose to take it himself. I think he didn't feel that the pitcher was going to get there, Ishikawa, in time. And so now we're back to the live action, and this is Shuhei Fukuda stepping in. Fukuda swings and misses at the first pitch. And the count is 0-1. And now we're back into the action quickly, and he swings, and this one is fouled away down the right field line, and the count is quickly 0-2. I enjoy doing Ishikawa's games because he goes back to work quickly, and there's a breaking ball down in the dirt, and the count is 1-2. He does not mess around. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. That is a fastball swung on and fouled away over the third base side. With nobody on base, Ishikawa is at full speed. He is rocking and rolling quickly. So here comes the 1-2 pitch to Fukuda. He kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball down, and it's actually hit him in the foot. And Fukuda is going to be awarded first base on a hit by pitch. He's walking around like it's killed him. It was a breaking ball, and it missed the lead foot, and it hit him in the shin on the back leg. I think depending on where it may have got him, it might have been a challenge. But this is in typical Japanese baseball. He's walking. They're going to take him off the field and probably take him down the tunnel for some magic treatment. I don't understand why. This pitch here, get on with it. In other words, we got to get moving. But it looks like it may have hit him in the calf. And so if it hit him in the calf, that could create a bit of a problem. So let's see what happens here. They're going to take him in for some magic spray, evaluate him, and then they're going to see what they can do here. But really, really bizarre situation. He gets hit in the back of the calf, and then they take him off the field to see what they can do with him. And so he will be awarded first base, and it will be Yuma Mune coming to the plate. We're going to have to wait until we can see if he's fit to continue. And while we wait in the action, Shuda Ishikawa is doing some warm-up tosses in between while we wait. And that's the way she goes. Just a note on other games from around the NPB, other games that are starting at the same time as this one. In the Central League, the Hiroshima Carp are playing at the Yakult Swallows. It is Kuya Takahashi going for Hiroshima, and Sai Sneed is getting the start today for the Swallows at the Vanillin Nagoya Dome. It is also a start at the same time. Yokohama Dana Bay Stars are playing away to the Chi-Chi Dragons. Fernando Romero takes to the hill for Yokohama, and Yuya Yanagi takes to the hill for Chinichi. The Saitama Cebu Lions are playing away to the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. It is Tetsuya Imai on the mound for the Saitama Cebu Lions. Takayuki Kishi is on the hill for the Golden Eagles today. And of course, our game, which has started here, the two later starts at the Zozo Marine Stadium, it is the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters playing away to the Chiba Lotte Marines. And it is Takayuki Kato on the mound for the Fighters, and he is going to be facing Shota Suzuki. And of course, running out like he has been shot out of a gun is Fukuda. He's running all the way to first base, and the Buffalo fans are giving him a round of applause. The other game that will be going on tonight is the Yomiuri Giants are playing the Hanshin Tigers. It's Yuki Takahashi on the hill for Yomiuri. Puts his 10-3 record on the line against Joe Gunkel of the Hanshin Tigers, who is 7-1. So now we're ready to resume the action here. And we'd like to welcome our Korean baseball fan back into the house tonight. Thank you for coming. For those of you who are on Twitch and for those of you who are on YouTube, they can't necessarily see the chat from one to the other, but I can see both. So our Korean baseball fan says he's got Orix today. And the first thing they do is they pick over to first base, and then Fukuda goes diving back. So Yuma Mune is coming to the plate. Mune is hitting .275 on the season. He's got 5 homers and 25 RBIs. He has been very productive this year. He takes a called strike on the outside corner, and the count is 0-1. We got a chance to do a rare Monday game in the Japanese League. It was an early start. We saw the Orix Buffaloes on Monday play the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters. And Mune played some sparkling third base, made some beautiful plays, had himself a couple of knocks, and there's a breaking ball that misses low, and the count is now 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Mooney. And I have to sometimes say, I see breaking balls. Actually, that pitch was a split finger pitch on the replay, but it has some sorts of a downward motion. Almost sometimes, some guys it looks like a changeup, some guys it looks like a breaking ball. When you see it in live time, sometimes you can't always pick up the spin. There's a breaking ball that is swung on and lifted foul on the third base side. And the count is now 1-2 to Mune. This is our second game of the day. We called a major league game earlier between the Boston Red Sox and the Cleveland Indians. It was an entertaining affair for us. And so the Red Sox were able to use the power in a big 7th inning to dispose of the Indians, 8-4. Here's the pitch to Mune. It's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-2. We'll be back on the air again tomorrow for 2 games. We're going to call the St. Louis Cardinals and the Milwaukee Brewers. That's going to go at 4 o'clock Pacific or 7 o'clock Eastern time. And then we'll follow it up with the rematch of these 2 teams tomorrow night. That's going to go at 9 o'clock Pacific or midnight in the Eastern time zone if you're in North America. And there's a breaking ball to Mooney. He swings at it, and he fouls it to the feet of the catcher, and the count is going to remain at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mune will be followed by Yutaro Sugimoto should he reach base safely. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. Ishikawa gets the sign from his catcher, Kai. He comes set at the belt. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on a miss. There goes the runner down to second. And it's a beautiful throw down to second base. And that is going to be a strike him out, throw him out. As Fukuda is caught stealing, he is going to go down 2-6. Mune strikes out, and that is going to retire the side here for the Orix Buffaloes in the first inning. So for Orix, they had no runs. There were no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're going to the bottom of the first inning. It is going to be Orix Buffaloes nothing. The Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment after a little bit of this from our friend Steve Rademacher.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day, and there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, We have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddie.
Thanks again, Steve, and we're ready to get going. It is going to be Glenn Sparkman taking to the hill. This is going to be his third start for the Buffaloes. He's gone 9 innings this year. In his first game against the Kaido-Upon Ham Fighters, he went 4 innings, and he saw these SoftBank Hawks on the 29th, and he went 5. He is joining the Buffaloes for their stretch run. Sparkman is a veteran of the major leagues. He had 50 games in the big leagues. There was a first pitch fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0 to Taisi Makihara. And for Sparkman, he had 26 career big league starts. All of those came with Kansas City, and there was a breaking ball taken for a called strike. And the count is 1-1. Makihara is batting .319 on the season. He's got a homer and 8 runs batted in. Sparkman rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. It's slowly grounded to short. Ball is picked up by Kobayashi. He fires to first, and that is going to retire Makihara. That goes down as a ground out, 6-3 for out number 1. That is going to bring Masaki Momori to the plate. So some good defensive play. A nice little work there by Kobayashi to help retire Makihara, and it's 1 up and 1 away. If you would have told me at the beginning of the year that the Orix Buffaloes would be sitting in first place on September the 4th, I would have told you were crazy. There's a first pitch fastball to Momori, taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Momori on the season is hitting .270. He's got no homers and 9 runs batted in, and he swings at a breaking ball and fouls it away, and the count is 0-2. But back to the Buffaloes, you have to give them credit. They've played very good baseball. When I've watched them, they've played fundamentally sound baseball, except for the situation on Monday night where the base runner was called out for the third out at third in the 9th inning. And there's a fastball Momori swings at up in the zone. And he goes down on strikes for out number 2 here in the first inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to bring Yuki Yanagita to the plate. Yanagita is hitting a .297 on the season. He's got 24 homers and 63 runs batted in. And here's the first pitch to Yanagita. It is a breaking ball swung on. This ball has been absolutely turned on, and he has welcomed Glenn Sparkman to the PayPay Dome with a solo shot into right center field, into the empty seating area. Yanagita is giving his nods around the bases, and he is going to score the first run of the ball game. So Fukuoka has opened up the scoring with a 1-0 lead here in the first. A solo shot by Yanagita. The ball was a no-doubter, and it was actually a pretty decent pitch. You have to give Yanagita credit. He went down and got that ball, and he absolutely turned on it and deposited that one right into the empty seating area in right center field. There are fans in the stands at the PayPay Dome. There's just not a lot of them, and we'll get some sort of attendance feel for you in a little bit. And there's a first pitch breaking ball to Ryoya Kurihara for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Yeah, I'm not sure that I would like the name Sparkman for a pitcher. And there's the fastball swung on. It's popped up to the shortstop. Camping under it is Kobayashi, and he makes the catch. And that is going to be the third out of the inning. So for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks, they had 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on. We are through 1 complete at the PayPay Dome in Fukuoka. It is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 1, the Orix Buffaloes nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment with the call of the second inning. We're glad you could be here.
Would you like to support Last Wraps Baseball? We would appreciate it if you did. Be sure to check out our eBay page where we have baseball merchandise. We also have stuff from the Japanese League for those who listen from Japan, but we also do other sports like football and basketball as well. Don't forget, visit Last Wraps Baseball's eBay store to help support the channel. We'll be glad you did.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Shuta Ishikawa completing his warm-up tosses, and we're ready to resume the action in just a couple of moments. It is going to be the part of the batting order coming up for Orix. It'll be Yataro Sugimoto, Stephen Moya, and Ryochi Adachi. And of course, when Ishikawa is working with nobody on base, he is at full speed. We like to keep this one going. So number 99, Yutaro Sugimoto, steps up and he takes a first pitch fastball up in the zone for ball one. So 1-0, and here comes Ishikawa back to deliver. And it's a breaking ball swung on, and this is lifted foul down the right field line. It's going to reach the seats. One thing I can't figure out is that they have these fan limitations, both in the major leagues and in Japan. And here comes the 1-1 pitch. It's a fastball that misses low, and the count is 2-1. And though they have the fan limitations, all the fans are all grouped together. There's absolutely nobody in the outfield. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. So if you're wanting people to social distance, why put 5,000 people or 10,000 people all between first and third base in that ring and have nobody in the outfield? There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field for a base hit. It's going to get down, and Sugimoto is aboard with a single. And he is now at first base with the leadoff knock, and that's going to bring up designated hitter Stephen Moya. So Moya on the season is hitting .239. He's got 8 homers and 27 runs batted in. In last night's game, he went the other way and deposited a home run last night. So they're going to keep his hot bat in the lineup. The former Detroit Tiger has found a home in Japan. He's been there for a few seasons now. Here comes the pitch from Ishikawa, and it is a fastball swung on and missed. And the count is 0-1. Stephen Moya gets himself dug in, ready to go again. He's kind of slowing down the pitcher here. He's called time, and he wants to work at his pace. As we said before, the pitcher Ishikawa likes to really work quickly. So Moya, very imposing figure. He stands 6'7" and 260 pounds, and there's a fastball that's taken upstairs for a ball. They appeal down to third base, but the third base umpire said he didn't go. Stephen Moya had 124 career big league at-bats and 5 home runs. He hit .250 in his big league career. So here comes the 1-1 from Ishikawa. It's a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count is 2-1. Since going to Japan, he began his Japanese career with the Chinichi Dragons and wasn't the most, what I would call, successful. It was up and down. He spent more time with the farm club than he did with the big club, and there's a breaking ball that misses outside, and we're now 3-1 to Moya. But after being dealt to the Orix Buffaloes, he's starting to find a home. He's had the most at-bats in the NPB since he first came to the Buffaloes in 2019. He'll surpass that mark. And there is a pitch that swung on and missed, and the count is now 3-2 to Moya. Moya, a native of Puerto Rico, Rio Piedras, I guess is how they would say it, stands in on the left side, and we've got a 3-2 pitch coming from Ishikawa. Ishikawa holds at the belt. He checks the runner. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses outside, and that is going to be ball 4. And Moya has drawn himself a walk, and that is going to bring up the second baseman, Ryoichi Adachi. So runner at second is Sugimoto. The runner at first is Moya. Adachi steps to the plate. He's batting at .283 on the season. He's got no homers and 12 runs batted in. Right-handed hitting a second baseman. Bit of a slap hitter, not a lot of extra base juice here. He really holds his hands away from his body. They do a little inside move to second base to check the runner. We're going to do it all over again. This is definitely a bunt situation. And one would think that Adachi will be squaring here to put runners both into scoring position. Ishikawa holds at the belt, and there he squares, and he's able to get it down. It's a decent bunt. It's on the first base side near the catcher fields it. And that is Takuya Kai, and he picks it up and fires to first base. That's going to go down as a sacrifice, 2-3. Moya moves over to second, and Sugimoto advances to third. And that is going to bring up Yuma Tonga to the plate. Tongu, the first baseman, is batting .250 on the season. He's got 5 homers and 13 runs batted in. There are 2 ducks on the pond here. The SoftBank Hawks have brought their infield in. The right side of the infield is in. The shortstop is probably 2 or 3 steps behind the baseline. So he's the only one that's maybe not there. The third baseman, Richard, is a couple steps behind the bag. There's a breaking ball delivered to Tongu, and it's called for a strike, which catches the outside corner, and it's 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. And here's the pitch from Ishikawa. It's the fastball swung on. It is hit deep to right center field. Moving over underneath it is the right fielder, Yanagita. He's going to make the catch. His throw is going to go into third base, and it's not going to be in time. Moya has advanced to third. It is a sac fly to right field. Tongu is going to pick himself up an RBI. Sugimoto will score on the play, and advancing to third is Moya. And just like that, the Buffaloes have tied the game at 1. That's going to bring up the catcher, Kenya Wakatsuki, with a runner at third and 2 away. Our Korean friend's laughing. He says it's the NPB, and of course it's 100% bunt when they had the runners at first and second. It's pretty standard fare. You've got some guys in this lineup who don't have any pop or juice. You start getting into those guys, and you got to nickel and dime it, whatever you got to do. And there's a first pitch fastball delivered to Wakatsuki for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. I really like the way that Ishikawa works when nobody's on, but as soon as he gets to where there's runners on, he just slows everything down around him. And there's a fastball delivered. This ball is hammered into the left center field, but yeah, it's going to get down. It's off the wall. It's going to be fielded by the left fielder, Kurihara. He fires it in. And standing on second base with a RBI double is Kenya Wakatsuki. And the Buffaloes are now ahead, and the score is 2-1. Got a stampede of Buffaloes, that is for sure. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Katara Kobayashi. Kobayashi on the season is hitting .216 with 5 homers and 27 runs batted in. Kai has gone out to have a word with his veteran right-hander. After a fairly easy first inning, Ishikawa has been put to the test here in the second inning. And And some of the balls that have been struck, even the outs have been loud outs, or at least the fly ball out was a loud out, right to the warning track. There's a first pitch breaking ball taken by Kobayashi for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Kobayashi was a busy man in the first inning. He had to catch a pop-up, and he made a nice play to begin the game. On a ground ball to short, here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul behind home plate, and the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Kobayashi. He's got himself dug in here, ready to go, and here's the pitch from Ishikawa. It's a breaking ball. It's swung on in the dirt. It's fielded by Kai. He has to throw to first base, but that is going to retire Kobayashi. It goes as put out 2-3 for the out, and that is going to be the third out of the inning. But the damage had been done. They got 2 runs in the inning on 2 hits. There were no errors, and 1 runner was left aboard. We are through 1.5 innings. It is the Orix Buffaloes 2, the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment after we do a little bit of this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the order for Fukuoka coming up. That means it's Alfredo Despania, Akira Nakamura, and Richard Sunagawa. And Richard is sort of going by Richard, so they refer to him as he is got 3 NPB at bats under his belt. So he's given by the first name already. So here comes Despania with a .223 batting average with a couple homers and 12 RBIs. The first pitch to him is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So Sparkman in his second inning of work, just getting it ready to go here, and there's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is now 1-1. Sparkman, heavy set, broad-shouldered pitcher. Here comes the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and missed. Alfredo Despania, with 1 swing of the bat, wanted to try to tie the game up. The count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch from Sparkman. It's a fastball that misses inside, and the count runs even to 2-2. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in tonight, whether you're listening on YouTube or on Twitch. We're glad you are here. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to second. Ball is neatly fielded by Adachi. He throws to first. And that is going to retire Despania on a ground out, 4-3 for out number 1. As we mentioned in our stream the other night, we are doing a multi-stream here where we've got this game going on YouTube and on Twitch. Twitch is new to us, but we're hoping to attract some new people listening. So if you're out there, feel free to say hello. Here comes the pitch from Sparkman. It's a fastball taken on the outside corner by Nakamura, and it's quickly 0-1. Nakamura steps in with a .244 average. He's got 3 homers and 41 RBIs. There is a changeup that misses down, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Nakamura. Sparkman rocks into motion. He kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses low for a ball. And the count is 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch from Sparkman. It's a breaking ball. It's grounded down. It's fielded by the first baseman. Tongu. He throws it over to Sparkman covering. They're going to make the play, and that's going to go down as a ground out, 3-1. It was not an easy play, as Tongu had to go hard to his right. Sparkman had to race over to get to the bag, and it had to be a perfect throw. He really couldn't lead him. Had to be a direct throw right to him as he gun over to cover. And now that's where we're at. So we've got a ground out, 3-1, and that's going to bring up Richard Sunagawa to the plate. Sunagawa, pretty heavy set character at the plate. He is 0 for 3 in his career. This is his second game, and he swings at a breaking ball down, and count is 0-1. He's a right-handed stick. A solid package, getting the start at third base tonight. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted over to second base. The bat exploded in his hands. Ryo Adachi is going to make the catch, and that is going to retire Sunagawa for the third out of the inning. So for Fukuoka in their half of the second, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're through 2. There's the Orix Buffaloes 2, the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 1. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment with the call of the third inning. We're glad you're with us. Hold tight. Here's another one of our Hall of Fame memories. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the order coming up for the Orix Buffaloes. That means it's Ryota Kita, Shuhei Fukuda, and Yuma Mune. Get things going here in the third inning. Buffaloes, after Glenn Sparkman served up a home run in the first inning to Yuki Yangida, were able to come back with a 2 on the board in the second after a leadoff single by Yaturo Sugimoto and a walk by Stephen Moya. Allowed Ryochi Adachi to bunt them over to second and third, and a sac fly by Yuma Tango and a double by Wakatsuki. Kenyo Wakatsuki has put the Buffaloes into the lead 2-1. So here we go. Tonight, Kita struck out on his first at bat, and he takes a breaking ball outside for ball 1. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He hits from the left side. And the pitch from Ishikawa is a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. For those of you who are listening, we will be back on the air again tomorrow night for the same 2 teams. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-2. We're looking forward to that affair. We are going to be calling more Japanese games coming up here in the next little bit, and there's a fastball swung on and missed, and Kita has repeated his first at-bat by striking out again here in his second at-bat. He is the first out of the third inning, and that's going to bring up Shuhei Fukuda. Fukuda reached base in the first inning after he was hit by a pitch. It bounced up and hit him in the calf. And after a few-minute delay, he came sprinting out of the dugout to first base like nothing had happened. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. That would bug me as a pitcher. I think I'd want to drill him. And there's a fastball that's lifted into the seats. The count is 1-1. I hate to say it, but I think I'd want to hit him again. He's got some sort of pack or protection on that inside the sock. Almost looks like a knee saver that he's wearing on the back side to protect the calf. There's a fastball swung on and it's fouled away, and the count's 1-2. I think in knowing that, I'd probably try to drill him in the calf again, see if we could get it at the right spot this time. Not halfway job done, a full job done. There's a breaking ball taken for a called third strike, and Fukuoka stands there like the house by the side of the road and watches it go by for strike 3, and that is 2 away here in the third inning. And that's going to leave it all up to Yuma Mune. Not sure sometimes why guys will try to put Band-Aids on to keep themselves in check. Just go out there and play through the pain. Nevertheless, here comes Mune, and the first pitch, it's a breaking ball up in the zone, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Ishikawa kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1 to Mune. Ishikawa, with that nobody on, really works quickly, and he throws a breaking ball down to the dirt. The count is 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Mune struck out in his first at bat tonight. Here's the pitch. That is swung on, and it's fouled off the foot of Mune. Mune's got a lot of protection on the right leg. It was a breaking ball that didn't break a whole lot. And that one there, it looked like he fouled it off, and it didn't hit anywhere in the protection. It looked like it hit him in the heel of the right foot. That evens the count now at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ishikawa gets the sign from his catcher, Kai. He goes back to work, and it's a fastball swung on, and it's just ripped foul down the first base line. Mooney really turned on that one. That ball got off the bat in a hurry. That ball was ripped foul just down the line. And so the count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Buffaloes are ahead 2-1. We are in the top of the third inning. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung. It's grounded to first. It's fielded by the first baseman, Nakamura, who's had an interesting night there, and that is going to retire Mune. Ground out to 3 for out number 3. So for the Orix Buffaloes in their half of the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now moving to the bottom of the third inning. It is the Orix Buffaloes 2, the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 1. We'll be right back in just a couple moments, everybody. We're glad you're with us. Stay tuned. We'll be back for the call of the third inning after this from our friend Matt.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
That's our friend Matt Hollis, everybody. Be sure to go and check out another Hollis build when you have a chance. He's a supporter of our channel. In turn, we like to support his channel. And we are going to see a change, it looks like, in the field. It looks like that is going to be it for the leadoff hitter there, Ryota Kita. We'll have to get an update on the change here. We'll get the number, but it looks like Kita is done for the night. That hit by pitch that we've been talking about earlier, as he has succumbed to that, and he is done for the game. And as I said, it was kind of weird looking the way that whole thing went down. And yeah, we are very critical. That is going to make a change, and we will get you that change in just a moment once it is taken care of. And there is the first pitch from Glenn Sparkman. It is a breaking ball that misses upstairs to Seiji Ubiashi, and the count is ball 1, 1-0. It'll be Ubiashi, Kai, and Makihara for the Hawks here, and there is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count is even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. And back to work goes Sparkman, and he throws a fastball right by Ubiashi, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. On the season, Ubiashi's only hitting a .185 with a couple of homers and 11 RBIs, and there's a fastball that backs him off the plate up and in, and the count is now 2-2. Try to get that change for you as quick as we can in left field. And there's a fastball swung on. That one is fouled away. And the count is going to remain at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So that is Shunta Goto, who is the new left fielder. There's another fastball swung on and fouled away. So we'll replace Kita with Shunta Goto. We're back to the live action. So Ubiashi, a kick and deliver. It's a fastball swung on and missed. That is going to retire Ubiashi on strikes for the first out here in the 3rd inning. So that is 5 in a row now retired by Sparkman since the home run. That'll bring up the catcher, Takuya Kai. Takuya Kai is one of those guys that when we seem to be watching games, he is a tough out. The other one, when we sometimes turn on the games with the Tohoku Rakuten Eagles, is Igor Emoji. Kai always seems to have big nights. He's got a very open stance. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that bounces up to the plate. And it's ball 1 to Kai. Kai's only hitting .217 on the season. He's got 8 homers and 32 runs batted in. I think I've been calling the games for 5 or 6 of those home runs. So here comes the pitch to Kai. It's a breaking ball that drops in, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Kai. Kai gets himself dug in, and Sparkman rocks into the motion, and there's a fastball that's up, almost hits Kai. Oxa takes him right to the ground. The count is 2-1. That got up there in a hurry. And he cleaned his whiskers up nicely, but really got him out of the way. The count is 2 balls and 1 strike to Kai. So 2 balls and 1 strike. And it's a breaking ball swung on and missed by Kai, and the count is now 2-2. So fascinating. They go up and in with the fastball, and then they go away with the breaking ball, and Kai sure wasn't leaning over the plate in that swing, that's for sure. So here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now is 3-2 to Takuya Kai. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. Sparkman kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on, and it's lifted foul over on the first base side. And the count is going to remain at 3-2. So here comes Sparkman back into the motion. He kicks and delivers. Another fastball delivered, and another ball fouled off on the first base side. So still 3 balls and 2 strikes to Takuya Kai. Sparkman goes into the motion. He kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball. And it's ball 4. They appeal down to the first base umpire, and he says he didn't go. And so that is a 1-out walk issued to Kai. That's going to bring up the top of the order, Taisi Makihara. For Makihara tonight, he is 0 for 1. He grounded out to the shortstop his first time up. Batting from the left side. Gets himself dug in, ready to go. His average is slipped to 317, and there's a fastball. This is outside for ball 1, 1-0. So Sparkman, who had a relatively easy first couple of innings, has had to go deep into counts here with the batters. Threw 20 pitches through the first 2 innings, and now he's already up to 17 pitches in this inning alone, as that's a called strike to Makihara. The count is 1-1. So 37 pitches here in the third inning for Sparkman. One would think that they probably would like to get 6 innings out of him tonight. He went 4 in his first outing with the Buffaloes. He got 5 in his last outing, so one would think they were going to hope that he can get to the 6th inning, and there's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Our Korean fan is demanding a double play, and we're going to see what we have here. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sparkman holds at the belt. He delivers. It's a fastball swung on, and it's ripped foul over toward the photographers on the third base side. The photographers had to do a little dive to exit, or they would have worn that one off the shoulder or noggin, I'm sure. Saki Mamori, the second baseman, is waiting his turn on deck. A Korean baseball fan, I don't know if you've got a spread on this one tonight, or if it's just an outright win, and there's a breaking ball in the dirt, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. I haven't checked in on the Orix bullpen lately. Obviously, Fukuoka, the multi-time defending champions. Can't count them out over the last 2 months of the season here. And there is a pitch that misses outside, and the count now runs full to Makihara. Korean baseball fan says he's got Orix on money line. So 2 balls and 1 strike. And here's the pitch, and it is fastball fouled away, and this is going to be one of those marathon at-bats it's turning into. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter, Makihara. The runner at first is Kai. There is 1 away. We're going to do this all over again. Sparkman holds at the belt. He kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. That's going to bring us up to the 9th pitch of the at-bat. And on that pitch, Takuya Kai was off to the races. He was running on the pitch. So it'll be interesting to see if they decide to do that again. One way to stay out of the double play is to put the runner in motion. And here's the pitch from Sparkman, and it's a breaking ball, and again it's fouled away. So this is going to be the 10th pitch of the at-bat, and again Takuya Kai was off to the races. I think if I'm Sparkman, I'm going to throw over to first base this time. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Sparkman's pitch count is already up to 44. He holds at the belt. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on, and that is fouled away. I'm running out of space here. Nowhere to put him. This is going to be pitch number 11 of the at-bat. And Takuya Kai is definitely getting himself a workout. If he thought about losing a couple of pounds, this may not have been the way he was thinking about doing it. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Sparkman holds at the belt. He delivers, and again it's fouled away. Unbelievable. This is going to be the 12th pitch of the at-bat. Sparkman has thrown 46 pitches in the ball game, and over a quarter of the pitches have gone to this batter in this at-bat. He's really had to work hard against Makihara. Can take the steam out of you. So here comes the 3-2 pitch again for the 12th time. Sparkman kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on, and you guessed it, it's fouled away, and the count is going to remain at 3-2. Who is going to win this battle, and what pitch will it take place at? Here comes pitch number 13 when we get this going again. Kai again was on the run. Even the players in the Fukuoka dugout are having a little chuckle here. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Sparkman holds at the belt. He kicks and he delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded to third. Mune fields it for 1. Back over to first. But it's not going to be in time to get the speedy Makihara as he bounces into the fielder's choice. Kai is erased to 5-4 on that fielder's choice. But a great at-bat by Makihara. 13 pitches. Made the right-hander Sparkman really have to dig deep and work. And Takuya Kai is getting a fist pump and a good chuckle from his teammates when they get back to the dugout. He's absolutely gassed. So with 2 out, the runner at first now is Makihara. And Masaki Momori is the hitter. I would not be surprised if Makihara is going to take his chances and get off to the races. Momori average has slipped to 269 on the season. He's got no homers and 9 RBIs. Sparkman has the same thoughts as we do. He's concerned with the runner at first. He throws over to first, and diving back in plenty of time is Makihara. Sparkman gets the sign from his catcher, Wakatsuki. Here's the pitch to Momori. It's a breaking ball, swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1. Sometimes you can say hitters get fooled on pitches. I would say Momori had no clue on that pitch. That was an absolute sickly-looking swing on a breaking ball. It was inside. I'm not sure what he was looking for. So here comes the 0-1 pitch. And that pitch is swung on. It's grounded over to second. Actually, it's lined over to second. It's going to be fielded by Adachi, and that is going to retire Momori for the 3rd out of the inning. So that is going to be a line out to 4 for out number 3. And so for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks in their inning, they had no runs. There was no hits. There were no errors, but there was 1 runner left on base. We are through 3 complete It is the Orix Buffaloes 2, the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call of the fourth inning. Hopefully we don't get another marathon at bat like that. Here's our friend Steve again.
Hello, friends. Steve coming back at you, a clean-shaven Steve. Thank you for watching The Last Raps Baseball. And please continue to support my channel among others, like Another Hollis Build. Awesome commercial. And now I'll show you a few more things that we do have. We have toys, like this bobblehead Star Wars on wheels. We have Noids. We can't keep avoiding them forever. We do have Legos. Love my Legos. We have Origami Folder. Check him out. He's new into this, getting started, has good following already. We have Red Beard Breaks. And we also have these things that, in a pinch, will tell you what your temperature is. So, if you like all of this, and if you like Last Raps Baseball, join all of us. We'd love to have you. And I know you would enjoy us. Thank you, peace, good night, and cheers.
As always, thanks again, Steve. It is much appreciated. We do enjoy your presence here on our channel, and we're glad that you could be with us. We're in between innings here as we're waiting for the changeover to come, and the first pitch to the right-handed hitting Tari Sugimoto is swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. Sugimoto singled and scored a run his first time up. He's hitting in the cleanup spot. He takes a breaking ball down, and the count is now 1-1. That was the 50th pitch of the ball game for Ishikawa. So here we go, ready to go back to work, and it's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is now 2 balls and a strike. So 2 balls and 1 strike. And the pitch from Ishikawa is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is now 3-1. So 3-1 to Sugimoto. He'll be followed by the designated hitter, Steven Moya. And there is a split finger pitch swung on and missed, and the count is now 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. He was way out in front of that was Sugimoto. Here's the pitch from Ishikawa. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is going to get lifted into center field. And it is going to be the second hit of the game for Sugimoto. He's got a base hit. He is aboard first with a single to lead off the 4th inning, and that's going to bring up Steven Moya. So a very similar start to the 4th as we saw in the 2nd inning. So Sugimoto is aboard. That brings up Moya to the plate. Moya walked his last time up, and he came around to score a run. Moya gets himself dug in. It's batting .239 on the season. And here's the pitch from Ishikawa, and it's a fastball swung on. It's driven into left center field. Racing over to make the catch is the center fielder Ubiashi. And Moya hit that ball right on the screws, but right into the glove of the left fielder Ubiashi. And so that is 1 away here in the 4th inning. That was a really good swing. If that ball was probably just a little further to the left and maybe not quite with the hump in it, that ball gets down up the gap and probably even could have scored Sugimoto from first. That brings up Ryoichi Adachi to the plate. He had a sacrifice bunt his first time up. He's batting .283 on the season, but he's got no homers and 12 RBIs. The first pitch, he squares to bunt. It's a pitch taken right down the middle, but it's called a ball. I don't know if the umpire felt the pitch was high, but the pitch sure looked pretty good. So 1 ball to Adachi. Our Korean baseball friend says Moya can't hit many home runs. You might see him in the KBO soon. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. Count is 1-1. And certainly by NPB standards, when they bring the import players in, whether they're Americans, Canadians, Latin players, or the South Americans out of Venezuela or wherever, they got to come in and bring some pop. And there's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count now is 1-2 on Adachi. And so the point with Steven Moya is that I think Moya's got pop. The problem is that he just doesn't have the consistency. Him hitting 239, I mean, he hit 250 in limited at-bats at the big league level, but he strikes out at an alarming rate. There's the pitch to Adachi. It's a fastball swung on. It's lifted well into the seats over on the first base side. And the count remains 1-2. Just goes to show you the difference in the pitching that you're facing at the big league level versus, say, the Korean League. The Korean League, you think of Ha-Seong Kim and the season he's having for the Padres. About a 140-point difference. And there's a fastball taken for a called third strike. And Adachi sure doesn't like the call. He moonwalks out of the batter's box. But he's been retired for the second out of the inning. Nice pitch by Ishikawa. That's his 5th strikeout of the evening. And now he's going to face Yuma Tongu. Tongu tonight does not have any official at bat. He hit a sac fly to the right fielder his first time up to score a run. So here comes the first pitch from Ishikawa. It's swung on. It's popped up behind home plate. It's going to reach the seats. And the count is 0-1 on Tongu. Tongu's got a very interesting grip. He starts with his hands apart. He has his hands up very high, and then he puts his hands together, and he takes a fastball, which looks like it's right down the middle. And Ishikawa doesn't get the call, and the count is 1-1. I'm not sure what's going on with the home plate umpire here. There were a couple of pitches in this inning that were pretty darn good-looking pitches. Sawed the plate in half, and there's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count is 1-2. That would absolutely drive me crackers. Our Korean baseball fan says, do you think Ha-Seong Kim is tradable? Absolutely not right now. You got a guy not hitting for much of an average, not a lot of power, and he's making a lot of money by big league standards. I think they gave him $35 million for 5 or 6 years, or a decent amount of money. There's a breaking ball swung on, or that's checked on, and it's now 2-2. Say you didn't go. So no, I don't think Ha-Seong Kim is tradable. I don't know if he's even marketable at this point. Here comes the pitch, and it's a breaking ball in the dirt. It skips away from Kai, but the runner Sugimoto holds his ground. The other thing I'll say about Ha-Seong Kim is if they were to move him, you'd have to bring somebody in, and you'd have to be eating a contract. So in other words, you'd have to bring in a big contract. You say, hey, look, we're going to trade you a bad contract for a bad contract, because right now Kim's contract is not looking very favorable for the San Diego Padres. And so not at this point. He's 1 year into his contract on a 5-year deal. Kim's not going anywhere right now. There is a breaking ball waved at and missed by Tongu, and he goes down on strikes, and that is going to be it for the Buffaloes here in the 4th inning. So for the 4th inning for the Buffaloes, they had no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left aboard. We're through 3.5. We'll come back and talk a little bit more about Ha-Seong Kim. We'll be back for the bottom of the 4th inning in just a couple moments, everybody. We're glad you're with us. Stick around. Here is our friend Steve again.
Hello, and we'll be right back to Last Raps Baseball after this brief message from me, Steve Rademacher. Thank you all for watching my channel and supporting me. Thank you all for supporting Freddie and Last Raps Baseball. He does an awesome job commentating. And to show you some more stuff that you could see on my channel, we have shiny Pokemon cards. We have Hall of Fame quarterbacks like Brett Favre. We have Bo Jackson playing baseball. That's right. That's his rookie card. Very nice. We even have gold. We have gold. We have wrestlers. That's Rowdy Piper. And yes, we even have Jason Stokes and many ways to destroy him. So now, thank you again. Back to your regular program with your host, Last Raps Baseball.
Some scores from around the NPB. The only other game currently going in the Pacific League is the Saitama Cebu Lions are away to the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. And the Golden Eagles had a 5-run uprising in the third inning, the bottom of the third inning, and they've now taken a 5-1 lead over the Lions. In Central League action, it is 1-0 for Hiroshima over the Occult Swallows, and the Chinichi Dragons have a 1-0 lead over the Yokohama Danabe Stars. And we're back to the live action. The first pitch from Glenn Sparkman to Yuki Yangita is a fastball taken for a called strike. And then he throws a fastball inside, and it's backing him off the plate for a ball. It's 1-1. Yanagita tonight got the scoring going for the Hawks as he homered into the pull gap his first at bat, and there's a pitch that swung on and fouled away. And the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sparkman gets the aside from his catcher. The catcher sets up outside. Here's the pitch, and the fastball is well outside, and the count now goes to 2-2. So our Korean baseball friend, and we were talking about Ha-Seung Kim. They've got money locked up into Kim, and I think he's going to stick around in San Diego. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away by Yanagita, at least for the next couple of seasons. So I just don't see him going anywhere at this point. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sparkman rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on, and Yanagita fouls it away, and the count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now here comes the 2-2 from Sparkman. It's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count goes 3-2. So 4 of the last 5 batters, or sorry, I should say 3 of the last 4 batters have been able to work Sparkman to a full count. And there is a fastball. This ball is absolutely turned on, but this ball is going to go foul by about 15 feet down the right field line. So Yuki Yangita is definitely on whatever Sparkman is throwing. That ball was an absolute missile. It flies into the seats, and the count remains 3-2. And there's a fastball, and that goes the other way with it. And the count still is 3-2. So we've got ourselves another marathon at bat here. This is going to be the 10th pitch of the at bat coming up to Yanagita. In the last inning, we saw a 13 pitch at bat to Makihara. So here's the 3-2. It's a fastball swung on. It's chopped up the middle. It's fielded by the shortstop Kirbayashi as he ranges to his left. Makes a beautiful play. He throws to first base to retire Yanagita for the first out of the inning, but there's nothing worse than having to throw 10 pitches to the leadoff batter in the inning. That really makes you work a lot. So that is retired Yanagita, and it brings Ryoya Kurihara to the plate. Kurihara tonight is 0 for 1. He popped to the shortstop his last time up, and the first pitch is a fastball. It's grounded to Adachi at second. He throws it over to Tongo at first, and that will retire Kurihara. That's going to go as a ground out. 4-3 for out number 2. That's going to bring up Alfredo Despania. So there's nothing like getting a 10 pitch at bat, and then the next guy walks up, swings at the first pitch, and rolls it over. Drive you crazy. So Despania steps up to the plate. He is 0 for 2 tonight. And here's the pitch from Sparkman. It's down in the zone, and the count is 1-0. Our Korean fan says maybe to send him down. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is 1-1. It's really interesting what the Padres have done. The Padres have actually self-imploded, and I don't know if it's the players as much as it's the management. Some of the managerial moves have left me scratching my head in San Diego, and there's a fastball that's lifted into the seats, and the count is 1-2. For example, at the trade deadline, they go out and they get themselves Adam Frazier. Frazier's a second baseman. You've already got, well, I say second base. He could play in the infield to the left side. So second base, third base, probably could play shortstop. There's a fastball swung on and missed by Despania, and he goes down on strikes. And he's retired for the third out of the inning. I'm going to come back and talk a little bit about that when we return. But for Fukuoka, in their half of the inning, they had no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 4 complete innings. It is the Orix Buffaloes 2, the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call of the 5th inning in just a moment. We're glad you are with us, listening into the call of our game tonight. Here's how you can support our channel.
Would you like to support Last Raps Baseball? We would appreciate it if you did. Be sure to check out our eBay page where we have baseball merchandise. We also have stuff from the Japanese League for those who listen from Japan, but we also do other sports like football and basketball as well. Don't forget, visit Last Raps Baseball's eBay store to help support the channel. We'll be glad you did.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the 5th inning, and it is going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters coming up for the Orix Buffaloes. That means it's going to be Kenya Wakatsuki, Kataro Kirbayashi, and Shuntu Goto will be batting for the Buffaloes here in their 5th inning. We were talking about in the last inning about with our Korean baseball fan about Ha-seong Kim. I was saying about some of the moves that the Padres had made, which raised eyebrows, and obviously bringing in Adam Frazier. So you have Jake Cronenworth, you have Ha-seong Kim, Fernando Tatis, and of course you got at third base, you got I call him Johnny Hustle, but Manny Machado. And there is a breaking ball that misses outside. Count is 1-0. So where do you play them? Where do you play these guys? You know, and they talked about putting Cronenworth into the outfield and doing different things. So there's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. Count is 1-1. And on top of it, you've got one of the top prospects in all of baseball who did get hurt this year. And there's a breaking ball dropping in for another called strike at 1-2, which is C.J. Abrams, a shortstop. So they put the Tatis into the outfield. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away to Wakatsuki, and the count still remains at 1-2. So what do? You've got guys that are in a situation where how many people or how many players do you want in that spot? There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow center field. Coming in on it is the center fielder, Ubiyashi, and he's going to make the grab. And that is going to retire Wakatsuki for the first out of the inning. 1 up and 1 away. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Kataro Kirbayashi. Kirbayashi struck out in his first at-bat today. He is 0 for 1. He digs in at the plate, and the first pitch from Ishikawa is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. But as I mentioned a few minutes ago, that we were talking about the Padres, and here's the action again, and that's the breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted to deep right field or left field, moving over onto the warning track, and then making a couple of steps in is the left fielder Kurihara, and that will retire Kobayashi. He sent that one a long way. That's going to end up as a fly ball to left field for out number 2. And that is going to bring us to the top of the batting order, where we're going to see Shinta Godu bat for the first time today, as he came in to replace the injured Ryoto Kita. So back to the Ha-Sum Kim discussion, as we were talking about. The challenge there is Abrams is also a shortstop, but then they were dangling Eric Hosmer at the deadline. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled off by Goto. Count is 0-1. And now Will Myers, who was having a productive season, ends up on the bench because they've got Tatis playing in right field. There's a split finger pitch swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-2. So I don't know about the chemistry over there, or at least what the management is doing to that locker room. The fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. So there's a lot of discussion to be had, I'm sure, about the Padres and what exactly they are doing over there with their stuff. And then when you look at Yu Darvish, he's had an absolute abysmal second half of the season. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and Godu is down on strikes. He is retired for out number 3 here in the 5th inning. So the Buffaloes go quietly and quickly. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're through 4.5. It is the Orix Buffaloes 2, the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 1. Stick with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call at the bottom of the 5th inning. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the 5th inning. It is going to be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters coming about for Fukuoka, and that means it's going to be Kira Nakamura, Richard Sunagawa, and Seiji Ubiashi. And Adam Jones is up in front of down the line, actually playing catch with the, looks like he's playing catch with the right fielder. No, he's not playing catch with the right fielder. He's playing catch with, it looks like one of the other outfielders there. But it's kind of funny that here you've got the ex-big league guy that goes out and plays catch. Must be getting himself loose. Jones has definitely got a pretty good attitude. At least he had a pretty good attitude even when he went to Arizona late in his career. So our Korean baseball fan is projecting Ha-Seong Kim will be sent down to the minors. Not sure about that yet. So here comes the first pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses low to Nakamura. And now there's a fastball from Sparkman that misses up high. It'll be interesting to see how many bullets Sparkman has left in his gun. He's at 65 pitches through 4. I would assume he might be up into the 80s, but will they take him much further than that? It remains to be seen tonight. There is a fastball that misses low, and the count is now 3-0. Nothing more that drives coaches crazy or leadoff walks. He hasn't thrown anything close to a strike yet. And there's a fastball that's taken at the knees for a called strike, but it was a bit of a generous call from the umpire. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch from Sparkman. That's a fastball that misses outside, and that is going to be ball 4. So Nakamura draws a leadoff walk here in the 5th inning. It's going to bring up the third baseman, Richard Sunagawa. As we mentioned earlier, he goes by Richard. So I think everybody would know who that is. I don't think I'm ready to anoint him as the next one. So Sunagawa looking for his first hit of the NPB career. He's 0 for 4 on the season. He lined out to the second base in his first time up. Sparkman kicks and delivers, and it's a ball outside for ball one. Sparkman is using a slide step here with the runner at first. So 1 ball and no strikes to Richard Sunagawa. Sparkman holds at the belt. He kicks and he delivers. It is a changeup swung on and missed, and that is going to even the count at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. So Nagawa gets himself dug in. There's the runner at first is Nakamura, and there is nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th, and there's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is now 2-1. I don't know what Richard Sunagawa's numbers were like in the minor leagues. Or at least in the league that is then, or the Western, I believe he's in the Western League, and there is a fastball swung on and missed. Count is 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sunagawa was in his 3rd year in the Japanese Western League, which is their minor league. He was hitting only .226, but he had 12 homers and 49 runs batted in this year. He's 22 years old. He's a strapping young fella. He's 6'2", 250 pounds. Comes the pitch from Sparkman, and it's down in the dirt. It's a nice stop by the catcher, Wakatsuki. The count is now full to Sunagawa. Interesting to see if they put the runner in motion like they did with Takuya Kai. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. That's a breaking ball that misses inside, and so back-to-back walks here in the 5th inning. Have put two Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks aboard, and that's going to bring up the center fielder Seiji Ubiashi. And it's going to bring the pitching coach out of the dugout to have a word with Glenn Sparkman. The manager hasn't moved off the bench. Usually the manager will move to the plate umpire. But the Hawks are threatening right now. I think they want to try to squeeze out this inning out of Sparkman and move from there. But it looks like he has maybe hit his wall. 76 pitches. In this inning alone, he's thrown 11 pitches, and 8 of them have been of the ball variety. So here we go. He's getting ready to go back to work. I'm pretty confident they're talking about a bunt situation here, and obviously you've got Kai, who's in the on-deck circle. On the season, Ubiashi's averages slipped to a .182. He's already squaring. He was probably squaring in the on-deck circle. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses outside. The count is 1-0. It's one thing that drives me crazy is when the batters get up and they square to bunt, and they got all this bunt moving going, all the bat moving going around. And that's exactly what Ubiashi does. A couple of fastballs into the rib cage might stop that. And here's the pitch. It's bunted, and it's bunted foul at home plate. Like it may have hit the batter in the box. We're going to get an opportunity to replay, although the batter looked like he was out of the batter's box. It did hit him, but he had stepped out of the batter's box to bunt that ball. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Ubiashi. He's waggling the bat. Runner at second base is Nakamura. The runner at first is Sunagawa. He squares. He gets it down, but it's fair on the third base side. It looks like he's going to reach safely, and we've got a bases loaded situation. That's going to be a base hit. I don't know what had happened and who was failing to cover where. We're going to have to take a look at that on the replay. So that would be a one-step read for the third baseman, and he didn't read it quickly enough. The ball was down, the pitcher didn't get over, and that would fall on the third baseman, Yuma Mune, too slow to react, and the bases are loaded, full of Hawks. And there's nobody out. So defensively right now, they've got the middle and double play depth. The corners are in. Anything hit the first or third, they're going to be coming to the plate for the force. Shortstop and second baseman are in what we would call normal depth. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and Takuya Kai does not like the call. Kai does not have an official at bat today. He is 0 for 0. He walked his first time up. So here comes the 0-1 pitch to Kai. And it is a breaking ball swung on, and it is hit up the middle. That's going to be 1 run. Here comes another run. Another run scores, and the base runner, Ubiashi, goes all the way around to third. And on one swing of the bat, Takuya Kai, with a couple of RBIs, has put the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks ahead here 3-2. We were saying his last time up, every time we watch him play, he always does something big, and he has not disappointed the Fukuoka fans here by getting himself a base hit and driving in a pair of runs. So they're on the phone to the bullpen are the Buffaloes. Runners are on the corners. They don't want this one to get away on them. One would think there's still going to be corners in and looking to be 2 up the middle. The catcher, Wakatsuki, steps out in front of the plate and gives his first and third defense call. A Korean baseball fan says they should have changed Sparkman. They probably should have took him out at the end of the last inning when he threw those pile of pitches. That's twice he had to go. Well, even after the third inning, he threw a ton of pitches in the third, and there is a pitch taken for a called strike. And Makihara, the leadoff hitter, didn't like the call, but the count is 0-1. So the SoftBank Hawks have taken the lead 3-2 here over the Buffaloes in the bottom of the 5th inning. Sparkman holds the ball at the belt. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses outside. The count is now 1-1. There's a lot to like about Sparkman. I think he can pitch in this league and have some success. He's just got to get his sea legs underneath him. Sometimes it's a little bit of an adjustment. There's a breaking ball swung on and tap foul, and the count is now 1-2 to Makihara. It would be a huge spot for a strikeout right now. That is 84 pitches. There is action in the Orix bullpen. Can't tell who it is because the manager is watching him throw on television as he's underneath the stands. Sparkman's at that 84 pitch count. Here comes number 85. Sparkman holds at the belt. He kicks in, he delivers. It's a fastball that misses in, and the count is now 2-2 to Makihara. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. And here's the pitch. It's swung on. It's chopped, and it's chopped over the third baseman's head, Mune. It's going to get into left field. Makihara is going to be aboard with a single, and that is going to score Ubiashi, and it is now a 4-2 ball game. It was swung, and it was chopped right over the head, and that is going to be it. The Orix manager is making his way to the mound. Tough job. The ball hit, and it just bounced and right over the glove of Mune. That ball went all the way into left field. It's going to advance Takuya Kai to second base. And that is going to be it for Glenn Sparkman. The Buffaloes have seen enough, and the commentators being us, we've seen enough as well. That is going to do it. So we'll be back in just a couple moments once we get that pitching change. The score line is now 4-2 for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. We'll be right back in just a moment, everybody. We hope you're enjoying this one. Here's our friend Matt.
Good evening, sports fans. I hope you all have been enjoying the game. This is just another message from another Hollis build. I hope that your team is in the lead, but if not, remember, that's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May, but you know I'm gonna change that tune. When I'm back on top in June. I said that's life, and as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on my team, but I don't let it get me down. 'Cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around. I hope you enjoy the rest of the game, and if it remains the same, remember, that's life. You want your fill? Go check another Hollis build on YouTube. Last Raps Baseball. Let's get back to the game. Let's go! You know that's life. You know it. One love and peace.
Welcome back, everybody. We have a pitching change, and it is going to be Koki Saito coming in, a left-hander. He is taking over for Glenn Sparkman. It is runners on first and second. There is still nobody away here in the fifth inning. And it is going to be Masaki Memori, the second baseman, coming in. And he is 0 for 2, and he's already squaring the bunt. The first pitch is a fastball that misses off the plate by about 2 feet. The count is 1 ball and no strikes. So 1 ball and no strikes. Saito on the season, this is going to be his his third game of action. He's already pitched in 2 games. And here's the pitch. It is bunted. It's pop foul behind home plate. And the count is now 1-1. He's got 1 inning pitched. He's allowed a couple of hits, including a home run, and he's walked the batter. He's got an ERA of 18 in this 1 inning of work so far. So they're expecting him to come in and to eat up some innings here, and hopefully he can throw some strikes. They're in a difficult situation right now. He's going to have to try to salvage some outs. So here comes the 1-1 pitch to Memori. And that pitch is bunted. It's a good bunt. It's back to the pitcher. He turns. He throws to first. And that is going to be a sacrifice. It's going to go 1-3 in the books. That'll be the first out of the innings, but Takuya Kai advances to third, and Makihara advances to second. That is going to bring up the right fielder, Yuki Yanagita. Yanagita tonight got the scoring going in the first inning with a solo shot off of Glenn Sparkman. He grounded to the shortstop his last time up. He's 1 for 2 tonight with that home run and an RBI. He's got his season average up to 298. He's got 25 homers. The infield is in. Only the second baseman is 2 or 3 steps behind the baseline. So here we go, and the first pitch is a breaking ball, waved at and missed, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Yanagita bats from the left side. We've got a left-hander versus the left-hander matchup. Saito gets the sign from his catcher. He comes set, and that pitch was a outstanding play by the catcher, Wakatsuki, who had to basically dive to his left to be able to come up with that ball. That ball was destined for the backstop. That's going to be 1 ball and 1 strike. We talk about missing a pitch outside. Not only did he miss outside, the ball was destined maybe not just for the backstop, for the third base on deck circle. So here comes the pitch. It is a off-speed pitch, waved at and missed. The count is now 1-2 to Yuki Yanagita. So Yanagita digs himself back in. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lefty versus the lefty. Saito comes set at the chest. He kicks and he delivers, and that is swung on and missed, and Yuki Yanagita looked absolutely sick in facing this lefty. He is retired for the second out of the inning, and that's going to bring up Ryoya Kurihara. So Kurihara steps up to the plate. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He's popped to the shortstop, and he's grounded out to second base. He bats from the left side. His average has slipped down to 290 on the season. He's 0 for 2 tonight. And here comes the first pitch from Saito, and it is down in the dirt. The count is 1-0. This is the 8th hitter the Hawks have sent to the plate here in this inning. I want to thank everybody who's tuned in to listen, whether you're listening on YouTube or on Twitch. We're glad you're here. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Kurihara as Saito delivers, and it is a fastball swung on and tap foul behind home plate. The count is even at 1-1. Saito facing his 3rd batter of the inning in relief of Glenn Sparkman. Sparkman struggled to get out of the inning. He needed some help. Saito gets the sign from his catcher. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that just misses inside. And the count is 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. The Buffaloes are the leaders of the Pacific League. Here comes the pitch from Saito, and it is a fastball that just misses off the outside corner. Kurihara checked his swing. They appealed down to the third base umpire, and he said he didn't go, and that makes the count 3 balls and 1 strike. They do have an open base, but Alfredo de Spagna is waiting his turn on deck. So here comes the 3-1 pitch to Kurihara. Sato kicks and delivers, and that is a fastball that misses low and away. And that is going to be ball 4, and the bases are loaded with Hawks. That is going to bring Alfredo Despania to the plate. A couple of years ago, this would have been a very nervous situation. But it looks like the Buffaloes have seen enough. The manager's going out to the umpire. The pitching coach is going to the mound. And by all accounts, it looks like we're going to have ourselves another pitching change. So nothing worse than bringing in a lefty to face lefties and you can't get them out. But we are going to have ourselves a change here, and the Buffaloes are going to the bullpen. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment with that pitching change. Glad you're with us.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Hey, Matt Hollis. We make sure you check out his channel when the game is done. We do have ourselves a pitching change, and it's going to be Yi Chang coming into the game. And he is going to be replacing, this is going to be his 8th appearance of the season. He's got no wins and a 1 loss. He's got an ERA of 12.38. He's worked in 8 innings, allowing 15 hits. And he has struck out 12 in that time period, and he is going to be welcomed to the game by Alfredo Despania. So this is a big situation here for the 27-year-old right-hander. This is only his 29th total game that he's appeared in the NPB. So we're going to see how this is going to work out. And he's about ready to get going as he is completing his tune-up tosses. So here we go, ready to get back to the action. And Despania digs in to face Chang. Here we go, and we're ready to roll. And the first pitch is a fastball swung on. This is driven into deep right center field. Moving back to make the catch is off, but it's off the wall, is against Fukuda. The ball is off the wall. 1 run is in, 2 runs are in. 3 runs are in, and Alfredo Despania on the first pitch that he sees deposits it into the right center field gap off the wall for a 3-run double, and that is going to clear the bases. Takuya Kai comes home to score. Makihara comes home to score. Kurihara comes home to score, and just like that, it is now a 7-2 lead for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks in the 5th inning. And now my scorecard looks like a coloring book, as we've got all kinds of runs in here. That's 6 runs across. And the first pitch delivered to Akira Nakamura, who is now batting for the 2nd time in the inning. It's a fastball that misses outside for ball 1. So 1 ball and no strikes. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-0. So welcome to the ball game. The rude welcoming by Despania. So 6 runs in the inning so far, and there is 2 away. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball. This is swung on. This ball is hammered to deep right field. Back on the warning track is the right fielder, Sugimoto, and he's going to watch that sail into the empty stands for a 2-run homer. Nakamura has delivered and deposited another pair of runs. And the score is now Fukuoka 9, Orix 2. So boy, oh boy, did this game get away in a hurry from the Buffaloes. So if you came in at the beginning of the inning thinking, boy, we've got a entertaining game on our hands, a 2-1 affair for the Buffaloes, has it changed on the drop of a hat? Now it is 9-2. And there really isn't any sense that this is going to be over yet. So here comes the pitch. And kicks and delivers, and it's a changeup swung on and missed. The count is 0-1 to Sunagawa. Sunagawa tonight is officially 0 for 1. He's walked and scored a run, and that happened earlier in this inning. He's still looking for his first NPB hit. And there's a fastball swung on. It's popped up a mile high on the third base side. Moving over underneath it is Yuma Mune, and he's going to make the catch. And that is going to retire Sunagawa for the 3rd out of the inning. So for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks and their half of the 5th inning, they scored 6 runs in the inning. They had 5 hits. There were no errors and 1 runner left on base, and we're through 5 complete. It is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 9, the Orix Buffaloes 2. We're glad you're with us, everybody. Stick around. Our Korean fan has already made the prediction the game is over. We're just in the 5th inning. If you were watching the Red Sox Indian game tonight, you'll know it's never over until it's over. We'll be back in just a minute.
Hey guys, and thank you, Freddie. Steve coming back at you. That's right, Steve Rademacher. I would like to thank each and every one of you that is tuned into my channel. And today, let's do a little shout out for some other great channels you should be watching. There is WVogs 18. There's Big D's Sports and Collectibles. You all know another Hollis build. Why not Like Father, Like Son? That's a great duo that does some great stuff. It shows some great cards. And of course, the one and only Bud Stoney, creators of One of Ones, the creator of One of Ones, and they're all signed on the back. Bud Stoney, 1 of 1, like this beautiful Robin Yount that he made for me. He made me another Robin Yount, this time mini, and a Christian Yelich mini. Great cards, and he does more than cards. We have darts of Hulk Hogan and many other things. So give them a look-see and give me another look-see. Subscribers are always welcome, and back to Freddie.
Thanks again, Steve. We're going to go take a look at the Major League Baseball out-of-town scoreboard. As we wait for this one to resume, they always take that break after the 5th inning. And so we'll recap some of the scores for around Major League Baseball. The Detroit Tigers went into Cincinnati in interleague play and put a 15 spot on the board against the Reds. They won 15-5. Derek Holland gets his 3rd win of the season against 2 losses. And Gutierrez takes the loss for the Reds. He drops to 9-6. An early afternoon game, the Cubs knocked off the Pirates 6-5. McGill gets his 1st win of the year. It was Shelby Miller taking the loss for the Pirates, and Rowan Wick got his 2nd save of the season. The New York Mets, in extra innings, knocked off the Washington Nationals 6-2. Edwin Diaz picks up the win. It was Voth taking the loss. He drops to 3-1. Final in 11 innings, the New York Yankees had to battle against the Baltimore Orioles. It was Yankees winning 4-3 over Baltimore. Holmes gets the win. He's 6-2 for the Yankees. Tate takes the loss. He is 0-6. Final from Toronto, Marcus Semien hit a 3-run walk-off home run in the bottom of the ninth off of Sergio Romo. Blue Jays knocked off the Athletics 11-10. It was Romano picking up the win for the Jays. He's 7-1. Sergio Romo takes the loss. He's 1-1. In Boston tonight, it was an 8-5 final. Adam Ottavino gets the win. Quantrill the loss. We'll be back to the live action in our game in a moment. Whitlock got the save, and we're ready to get going again. And the first pitch to the leadoff hitter, Godu, was the breaking ball taken for a strike, and now he takes another one for a strike. Count is quickly 0-2. Not sure where this ended up, where Godu is at the plate here, because I've got it in my books that he was the last out of the last inning. So something is going on in our scoring, so we're going to have to go and take a peek and see what is happening where that here. And there is a fastball that misses outside. The count is 1-2. Actually, Godu has replaced Fukuoka. That's exactly who is up right now. And so here's the pitch. It's a fastball, and this ball is swung on. It is driven to deep right field. Moving back is the right fielder, and that is Yanagita, and he looks up, and this one is gone. It's a solo shot. And so this game is still not over yet, not in the eyes of the Buffaloes, and the score line is now going to be 9-3. Check that, 8-3. Check that, 9-3. I'm missing my spots here, so sorry about that, everybody. We didn't get in the rest of that home run there by Nakamura in the last inning. But the home run here by Fukuoka has put them on the board, and so now there's a first pitch changeup taken by Yuna Mune for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1. And there's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is now 1-1. My scorecard looks like a coloring book. 9-3 is the score line. They're just going to have to chip away and battle back. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball. It's swung on. It's grounded to short. It's neatly fielded by the shortstop Makihara. He throws to first. And that is going to retire Mune. It's going to go down as a ground out, 6-3 for the first out of the inning. And that's going to bring up Yutaro Sugimoto. Sugimoto is 2 for 2 today. He singled both times up. He scored a run back in the second inning. So for Ishikawa right now, the big thing is for him to get up there and to throw strikes. The first pitch is a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count is 0-1. And here's the pitch from Ishikawa. It's a breaking ball that bounces up, and the count now is 1-1 to Sugimoto. Score is 9-3 here in the top of the sixth inning. And there is a breaking ball swung turn on, and this one is going to get deposited into the seats. We've got ourselves a good old-fashioned home run derby going on here, and Sugimoto has homered. And that cuts into the score line, and it is now 9-4. So 2 solo shots here in the sixth inning. And you got to think that the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks got to be a little bit concerned. They went out and put a 8 spot on the board, and then to turn around and to give a couple of solo shots back up here in the top of the sixth inning. The Buffaloes are not dead yet. Unbelievable. So 9-4 is the score, and that's going to bring up Stephen Moya to the plate, and he has the ability to do the same thing. Of course, they're going to need more than just solo shots to get back in this game. They're going to have to put a couple of runs and string some more hits together, and he takes a first pitch fastball for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. Here's the pitch to Moya. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-1. Unbelievable. Here comes the pitch to Moya. It's a fastball that misses inside. The count is now 2 balls and a strike. Ishikawa goes back to work, and he drops a breaking ball in there, and the count now is 2-2 to Moya. Korean friend says, yeah, you need more than just a solo shot. Yeah, you definitely need a couple of ducks on the pond, and there's a fastball that Moya fights off inside, and the count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. We do thank you for checking in tonight, everybody, and listening in, whether you're on YouTube or on Twitch. Here comes the pitch to Moya. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and that is going to sit Moya down on strikes for the second out of the inning. That's going to leave it up to Ryoichi Adachi. So Adachi tonight is officially 0 for 1. He bounced into a sacrifice back in the second inning, and then he struck out looking his last time up. But hats off to the Buffaloes for staying in there. There's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strike. And there's the pitch that swung on. It's grounded to second. It's fielded neatly by the second baseman Mamori. He flips it over to first, and that is going to do it. That's going to go down as a ground out 4-3, but the damage has been done here in the 6th inning. For the Orix Buffaloes, they had 2 runs on 2 hits. Home runs by Goto and Sugimoto. There were no errors and nobody left on base. We are through 5.5 innings. The score is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 9, the Orix Buffaloes 4. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call of the bottom of the 6th inning. I'm glad you're with us. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom of the 6th inning. It is Yaku Cho is how it goes by for the pitcher for Orix, who's on the mound, and there's a breaking ball that drops in there for a swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. So Cho on the mound. So no balls and 1 strike to Ubiashi. Ubiashi is 1 for 2 today. He's singled, scored a run, and he has struck out. He swings wildly at that pitch, and it is now 0-2. So Cho is going to get his opportunity to get out here to pitch in 3 seasons at the NPB level. He's a career 4-9 record. He's got a 5.68 ERA going into tonight's action, and he's going to have to bite the bullet here. 27-year-old on the mound kicks and delivers, and it is a check swing fouled off. The last pitch was at 95 miles an hour, right under the hands, and it was just fought off by Ubiashi, and it keeps the count at 0-2. Anytime you get a heater that goes 95 or above, the radar gun flashes up with a little extra oomph to it. And there's a fastball swung on and missed, and that is going to retire Ubiashi for the first out of the inning here in the 6th. That was just good old-fashioned hardball, four-seam fastball. He just blew it right by him. No trickery here. So 1 up and 1 away. That is going to bring up the number 9 hitter, Takuya Kai. He's doing the catching tonight. Kai is officially 1 for 1. He's got 2 RBIs. He's also walked in this game. And here's the pitch from Cho, and it is a fastball taken for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Kai was not really happy with that particular call as he goes for a little stroll around the batter's box. Here comes the 0-1 pitch, and it's a fastball that misses just outside, and the count is 1-1. As mentioned, this pitcher, Cho, he can really bring it up there. That was a pitch at 96 miles an hour. Last inning, he could have used that a couple of times, but there's no trickery there. There's a fastball that misses in. One thing that you can see here, he really lacks repeatability in his four-seam fastballs. His motion and his delivery is a bit inconsistent. So here comes the 2-1 pitch to Takuya Kai. Joe kicks in, he delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. That is going to make it 2-2. That pitch came in there at about 96 miles an hour. Kai shakes his head a little bit, and then he gets himself dug back in the batter's box. Comes the 2-2 pitch. It's a fastball. That might have been the hardest one that we've seen him throw today. It was at 154 kilometers an hour. So now we're approaching 97 miles an hour on the gun. So this pitcher's got some life in the arm. Here comes the pitch. It's a fastball, and Kai turns on it, hammers the ball down the left field line. It's into the corner. He's digging for 2. It's kicking around, and that is where Kai is going to end up. He's going to be there with a stand-up double with 1 away. I have to tell you, it's too bad that this pitcher, Cho, got himself into some trouble, came in and gave up some stuff, but Yaku Cho has some life in that arm. So the runner on second is Kai. The batter is now the top of the order. This is Taisi Makihara, the shortstop, who is 1 for 3 today. He singled and scored a run his last time up. He's also grounded to short and bounced into a fielder's choice. He takes a first pitch ball down low for ball 1. Cho's got his average up to 320 on the season. Gets himself dug in at the plate, ready to go back to work. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count now is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. The runner at second is Kai. There's 1 away. Here comes the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is driven into deep right center field. It's going to get up the alley. It's off the wall in right field. Kai is chugging around third. He is going to score. The ball has been misfielded by the second baseman as the cutoff man. But the way that Makihara can run, he scoots all the way around the bases, and he's got himself a one-out triple and an RBI. And it's now 10-4 for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. That ball was absolutely blistered. So as hard as Cho can throw, it is not fooling these hitters whatsoever. Not fooling the hitters at all. They are right on time with that fastball. As we said, he's getting it up to 96, 97 miles an hour. And as fast as he can bring it in, that ball's getting turned around just as quickly. Our Korean baseball fan is reading the last rites to the Orix Buffaloes. There's a fastball swung on. This is lifted in the left field. Moving over underneath it is the left fielder, Kita. He's going to make the catch, and that is going to be able to get Momori in. So that's going to be as a sacrifice fly to the left fielder. RBI for Momori. And Makihara scores, and the score is now 11-4. So our Korean fan is calling it that the game is done, and you may be right, but you never know. I just keep piling the runs up here, and here's the next pitch to Yuki Yanagita. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1. Yanagita tonight is 1 for 3. He homered his first time up. He's grounded to short, and he struck out against the lefty Saito his last time up. So here comes the 0-1. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 1-2 on Yanagita. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. And there is a fastball swung on and missed. And Yanagita is going to go down on strikes for the second time this evening for out number 3, but there's been more damage done here for the Hawks in their half of the 6th. There was 2 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now going to the top of the 7th inning. It's the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 11, Orix Buffaloes 4, and a question for our Korean friend. Who do you have tonight? We'll find out when we come back. Stick around, everybody. Got lots to talk about, or we'll find something to talk about. But here's our friend Matt again, keeping us out of trouble.
Good evening, sports fans. I hope you all have been enjoying the game. This is just another message from another Hollis build. I hope that your team is in the lead, but if not, remember, that's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But you know I'm gonna change that tune. When I'm back on top in June. I said that's life, and as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on my team, but I don't let it get me down. 'Cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around. I hope you enjoy the rest of the game. And if it remains the same, remember, that's life. You want your fill? Go check another Hollis build on YouTube. Last Raps Baseball. Let's get back to the game. Let's go! You know that's life. You know it. One love and peace.
Welcome back, everybody. It is a couple of changes in the lineup for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks, but what's most important is we will get the pitching change that is taking place here. They are got some defensive changes, and we have a new right-hander in the ballgame, and it is going to be Ray Takahashi coming in. Takahashi, we saw him early in the year getting the starts. He is a sidewinder. And the first pitch is a fastball to the first baseman Yuma Tongo, taken for a ball, and it is ball one. So 1-0, and here's the next pitch. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. Takahashi also working quickly. He has pitched in 8 ball games this year. He is 1-1. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed, and the count now is 1-2 strikes. He's got 29 2/3 innings under his belt. He's got an ERA up at 4.85. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And that pitch is a changeup swung on and fouled off the hitter. Tongu is going to get the opportunity to get another 1-2 pitch again. So 1-2 strikes. Takahashi working from the stretch with nobody on. He kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball lifted foul over on the right field side play. That ball is going to reach the seats, and it's going to keep the count at 1-2. So here comes the 1-2 strike pitch. Kai sets up outside, and that ball is skimming across the ground, and it's going to make the count now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. When Takahashi was starting earlier this year, we were saying that's the one thing you don't see in Major League Baseball. You're not getting sidewinders starting. There's a fastball that misses just above the belt, and the count is now 3-2. Yeah, you usually get them out of the bullpen and those type of things, but not as a starting pitcher. So the count is now full to Tongu, and here comes the pitch from Takahashi. And it is swung on and missed, and that is going to retire Tongu for the second time tonight on strikes. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Kenya Wakatsuki. So Wakatsuki gets in at the plate. He's a right-handed stick. He is 1 for 2 on the evening. He doubled and knocked a run in the second inning. He flew out to deep center field his second time up. And the first pitch from Takahashi is a fastball that misses outside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Takahashi holds the ball at the belt. He kicks and he delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to Richard at third base. He fires to first, and that is going to retire Wakatsuki for out number 2. It goes as a ground out, 5-3. Out number 2. And it's going to leave it up to Kitaro Kobayashi here in the top of the 7th inning. Kobayashi is 0 for 2 tonight. He struck out his first time up, and he flew out to left his last time. We're going to have to keep up with all the changes when Fukuoka comes to bat, as they've got a couple of defensive changes. There's a Ball that swung on. Takahashi comes off the mound to field it. He throws off one leg, and it's a fantastic play by the pitcher as the first baseman Nakamura is able to pick it out of the dirt. That goes as a ground out, 1-3, but that was not an easy play. So for the Orix Buffaloes in their half of the seventh inning, they had no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We'll be back in just a couple of moments with the call. The bottom of the seventh inning. Stick around with us, everybody. It is a 11-4 Fukuoka lead. I'm glad you're with us. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the seventh inning. It is going to be the heart of the Fukuoka batting order coming up. It is going to be Ryoya Kurihara, Alfredo Despaigne, and Akira Nakamura is who is slated to come to bat. We're going to see if we have some changes, though, because there were a couple of defensive changes for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. But that is not going to affect us yet because it was Yuki Yanagita is out of the ball game and Tanegawara is now in. So Kurihara is set to lead it off. Spania and Nakamura to follow. Scoreline is 11-4. The game got out of hand in the fifth inning. When the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks put an 8 spot up on the board. And the first pitch from Cho is swung on and fouled away. And the count is quickly 0-1 to Kurihara. Kurihara tonight is officially 0 for 2. He walked and scored a run his last time up. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And the count is 0-2. So since Cho has come into the game, they have definitely been able to figure him out. And there's a fastball swung on. It is popped up behind second base. Moving back on it is the second baseman, Adachi. He's going to make the catch. That is going to put Kurihara away for out number 1. That's going to bring up Alfredo Despaigne. Or at least it's scheduled to bring up Alfredo Despaigne. Let's see if we've got ourselves a pinch hitter here or if they're going to let Alfredo swing the bat. Despaigne was the big blow the game apart. He had a bases clearing double. He welcomed Cho to the game, and that's exactly who he's going to face. You saw one pitch, and that ball got smoked. And there's a first pitch fastball taken for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Despaigne, the longtime veteran of the NPB, he's in the twilight of his career. 1 ball and no strikes. Holds the ball at his chest as Cho. He kicks and he delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count is 2-0. You have to like some of the tools that this pitcher has. Unfortunately, you still got to be able to pitch at this level. But he's got some heat on that fastball. That was at 95 miles an hour, misses down, and the count is now 3 balls and no strikes to Despaigne. One would think here he's going to get a cookie. Comes the 3-0 pitch. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 3-1. I want to thank everybody tonight for listening in, whether you're on YouTube or on Twitch. We're glad you're with us. It's an 11-4 ball game here in the bottom of the 7th. There's a fastball swung on, and it's fouled straight back behind home plate. The count is now 3-2 to Despania. Despania will be followed by the first baseman Akira Nakamura. So Cho is battled all the way back. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes to Despania. Cho gets the sign from his catcher. He comes set at the chest. He kicks and he delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. That is going to retire Despania for the second out of the inning. That's going to leave it up to the first baseman, Akira Nakamura. Nakamura comes to the plate. He is 1 for 2 tonight. He's also walked. He's homered and knocked a couple of runs in. He scored 2 runs. His last time up, the ball that he turned on was deposited into the empty seats in right field. So Nakamura waits at the plate, and the first pitch is a breaking ball taken for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Nakamura has got his average up to 246 now on the season. That was his 4th home run of the year, and there's a slower breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Nakamura bats from the left side. Cho is a right-hander. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is driven into left center field. Moving over to pick it up is the center fielder go-to. And he is going to get that back into the infield, but a 2-out base hit for Nakamura. That's going to bring up Richard Sunagawa to the plate. Sunagawa is still looking for his first NPB hit. He's popped to second. He's popped to third. He walked and scored a run back in the 5th. He's officially 0 for 5 in his NPB career. He's 6'2", 250-pound third baseman. Looks all of it. He is a solid man. So here comes the pitch. It is a off-speed pitch taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. We're here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Buffaloes are down 11-4. There's a fastball swung on and missed. It looked like that Richard wanted to hit that ball into the seats. The count is now 0-2. Sometimes it makes you wonder when young hitters get to the plate if they're really trying to press. They're looking to go up in the zone. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on, and it's lifted foul behind the first base side of home plate. The count remains at 0-2. I think Cho hasn't shown a consistent breaking ball tonight, but it's certainly a pitch that I would throw in this situation. He can drop it in for a strike. I think Sunagawa would have a hard time dealing with it, and it is a off-speed pitch, but it's down in the dirt. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. Cho holds at the chest. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into left center field. It's going to get down. Here comes the throw. It's going into third base. It's not going to be in time. Batter Sunagawa is going to hold at first, and he's got his first career NPB hit. And there goes the ball out into the side, and his teammates are pretty much pumped for him. Gets himself a base knock here. Scoreline is now still 11-4, but there are runners on the corners. So runners on the corners. And it's kind of funny, they're playing with the ball in the dugout. Sometimes they get the ball in and they're still playing with it. Don't want to give it up yet. And there's a fastball swung on and missed. Seiji Ubiashi is at the plate. So there's runners on the corners with 2 outs. You can only see what's going on. It's actually a bit humorous. So the ball that he has got his first hit with is now being played with in the dugout. So here comes the pitch. It's swung on. It's grounded to the shortstop. They flip it over to second base to Adachi. So nice play by the shortstop Kobayashi, who flips it over to Adachi to retire Shinagawa, but he's off the schneid. He gets the first hit of his career. So that goes down as a fielder's choice, 6-4. He is retired for the 3rd out at second. So here in the 7th inning, there were no runs. There were 2 hits, no errors, 2 runners left aboard. We are going to the top of the 8th inning. The score is 11-4 for Fukuoka. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a minute, and we'll answer that question for our Korean baseball fan in just a moment. Hang tight. Here's Hollis again.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the 8th inning. And it is going to be the top of the batting order coming up for the Orix Buffaloes. It's going to be Kita, Godo, and Mune. So our Korean baseball fan says, what is Richard's last name? And so on the back of his jersey, he's got Richard, but his last name is Sunagawa. So Richard Sunagawa, the 6'2", 250-pound third baseman. He is a big fella. And he is got his first NPB hit. That's always a good feeling. He's a big, strong man. That ball dropped in, and of course the runner went first to third. And the umpire, of course, we were watching some of the replay. The umpires were getting themselves around the bases. So that gets us going here. So big night for him. That's in his 3rd NPB game, getting his first base hit. So Takahashi is still on the hill, and here's the first pitch. It is a fastball down. Looks like we got ourselves a pinch hitter here. This looks like Yoshida. I'm going to have to double check on this. Didn't get the start tonight. I have a feeling it looks like it's Yoshida in here hitting for. And there's the first pitch, or the second pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. I'll have to get the update on this here for you in just a moment. So we got a left-handed stick at the plate. That's exactly who it is. He did not get the start tonight. Is Masataka Yoshida, and it's now 2 balls and 1 strike. I notice it's Yoshida because he's a left-handed hitter, but where he keeps his hands, he really starts his hands very low in the zone. It's just above his belt. I mean, a player a number of years ago where I used to coach in college that had something similar. Nick Linvoy played for our World University Games team. And he had hands were down, right down by his waist. That's 3 balls and 1 strike now to Yoshida. Interesting story about Nick Lindvoy as Yoshida fouls that pitch off, and it counts 3-2. Nick Lindvoy was playing in a tournament, and they were playing against the Americans, and he had slid into second base to break up a double play, and the shortstop for the Americans was a fellow named Christian Colon, who ended up being a top 10 draft pick, and there is a fastball taken for a called third strike. Yoshida is down on strikes for the first out here in the 8th inning. Anyways, he went in hard to break up a double play at second base, and he ended up breaking the ankle of Christian Colon. And really, from that point on, Colon was never the same player after that. He was a Kansas City Royal draft choice, and I think he ended up in the Cincy organization. Lindvoy, of course, had a decent college career at the NAIA level. And so there's the first pitch, fastball delivered to Godu, and it's taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. And so our Korean fan says, so he's half Japanese. I think so. It looks like it. Don't know for sure. Obviously, it would be the father would be Japanese. There's a ground ball to second. It's fielded by the second baseman, who has to go hard to his right. Nice play by Mamori. He throws it to first on one hop. And that is going to retire Fukuda. That's going to go down as a ground out. 4-3 for out number 2. That's going to leave it up to Yuma Mune. Yeah, he has the features that he would be part Japanese, probably part white, but hard to say. It looks like he was raised in Japan. The school he went to was a Japanese school. But he's a big guy at 6'2" and 250 pounds. And there's a pitch. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. I think about his size and compare. We're the same height. He's got me by about 15 pounds, maybe a little more. So here comes the 0-1 pitch, and it's a fastball swung on and fouled off on the third base side. The count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Yuma Mune. The score here is 11-4. We are now in the top of the 8th inning. Our ticker's got to be updated here in a moment. There's 2 outs and 2 strikes to Mune. Takahashi kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is driven to right field. It's going to get down for a base hit, and Mune is aboard with the first time. See, that was one of the things that we noticed about Ray Takahashi when I saw him pitch early in the year. Takahashi makes pitches too good with 2 strikes. He gets 0-2 ahead of somebody, and then he leaves a pitch where it's up in the zone, and he ends up getting hammered on it. He's got to do a much better job of being able to pitch with 2 strikes. You got to be able to nibble and expand the zone. And that's going to bring up the right fielder, Yataro Sugimoto. Sugimoto has been on fire tonight. He is 3 for 3. He's got 2 singles and a home run. He's got his average up to .310 now on the season. Takahashi holds at the belt. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. Sugimoto looking to collect his 4th hit of the evening. He really has his hands up high above his head. And there is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-1. So our Korean baseball fan says, did you hear about the news about Nakata Sho? I think he's with the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters, if I'm not mistaken. And you'll have to brief me a little bit on it, but if I can remember off the top of my head, it had to do something with, there was an involvement with him and his teammate, and there's a fastball that misses inside. The count is now 2-1. If I'm not mistaken, the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters have sent him home. But I don't know all the details, and I don't know everything else. I just sort of caught an article a couple of weeks ago, or less than a couple of weeks ago, on it. So maybe you want to bring me up to speed a bit. And so here comes the 2-1 pitch. And the pitch is a fastball that misses inside. They appeal down to first to see if Sugimoto swung, but he didn't, and the count now goes to 3-1. Yeah, he said off-field violence. That's correct. I didn't know. I don't think it was domestic as much as it was toward his teammates, but I don't know that for sure. And he's not a young fella, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's a little bit. He's a veteran player, and there's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 3-2 to Sugimoto. So 3-2, the runner at first is Mune. He'll be off on the pitch. Takahashi shakes off his catcher a couple of times, and now he comes set at the belt. He's got the signal that he likes. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses upstairs, and Sugimoto is aboard for the fourth time tonight, the first time via a walk. That'll advance Mune to second, and that is going to bring up the designated hitter, Steven Moya. So they could really cut into the lead with one swing of the bat here. They've got some pop in the lineup, and they've got some pop sitting on the bench. To the Orix Buffaloes. So Takuya Kai has gone out to the mound to pay a visit to Takahashi. It's pretty simple. Let's throw strikes and get out of here. We're in the top of the 8th inning, and we're out here messing around. We got the first two batters quickly, and then it's been a single and a walk, and now you've got the big left-handed stick and Moya coming to the plate. Moya last night deposited a home run into the seats for his 8th of the year. I think I can say about Steven Moya from his time in the minor leagues in North America, if he can get hot, he can get on a roll and carry you for a week or two. There's the first pitch from Takahashi. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. Takahashi gets the sign from his catcher. He comes set at the belt. He checks the runner Mune at second. He kicks in, he delivers, and it's a fastball swung on it. It's drilled straight back, and the count is now 1-1 to Steven Moya. Our Korean baseball fan says he's playing for the Giants. Now, that's what the Giants need. The Giants have caught, or last time I looked earlier in the week, they had caught the Hanshin Tigers. Hanshin, who was playing the best baseball in April and May, are not playing the best baseball now. There's a fastball that misses inside the Moya, and the count is now 2-1. It is a start that will be at 5 a.m. Eastern time or 2 o'clock Pacific. The Yomiuri Giants and the Hanshin Tigers are playing from the Koshien Stadium in Osaka, and there's a fastball that swung on and missed by Moya. He wanted to send that one to the seats. There'll be a very juicy pitching matchup in that game tonight, as Yuki Takahashi, with his 10-3 record, takes to the mound for the Giants against Joe Gunkel, who is 7-1 for Hanshin. Something has to give in that one. There's a fastball that misses inside. And the count is now 3-2 to Moya. So with 2 away, the runners are going to be off to the races. And here's the pitch from Takahashi, and it's a fastball that misses outside. And Steven Moya has drawn himself a walk, and the bases are loaded. And that's going to bring the second baseman Ryoichi Adachi up to the plate with the bases full of Buffaloes. So much like the game that we witnessed earlier tonight between the Boston Red Sox and the Cleveland Indians, the bullpen for the Hawks is looking rather shaky here, so it looks like they're going to carry on with Takahashi. ball that ends up in the seats now is going to be probably won't be happening with Adachi at the plate. He's yet to hit a home run this season. So the first pitch from Takahashi is a fastball that misses inside, and the count is 1-0. Yuma Tongu is waiting his turn on deck. So here comes the 1-0. It's a fastball that's taken at the knees for a called strike. The count is 1-1. I'd like to see that one again on the replay, and we will get a look at it. The umpire made that a strike call, and that one was debatable. Takahashi really has not been around the zone to deserve that call. But he gets it anyway. I guess that's what happens when you're playing at home. So here comes the 1-1. It's a fastball swung on. It's tap foul over on the third base side. And the count is 1-2. I see you said Rojas won the MVP in the KBO, and he's hitting 191 in the NPB. I haven't looked at Rojas. I saw Rojas play a couple times when we called the Hanshin Tiger games, and he looked to be doing okay. Jerry Sands has been really producing for the Tigers. There's a fastball that misses in, and the count is now 2-2 to Adachi. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Takahashi gets the sign from his catcher, Kai. He goes back to work. It's a fastball swung on. It's drilled foul down the first base side. We're going to do the 2-2 pitch all over again here in just a moment. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Adachi has his hands extended well away from his body. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball taken for a called third strike. That is inexcusable on the outside part of the plate. I don't know what Adachi was looking for. That is strike 3, and that is going to retire him for the third out of the inning. So for the Orix Buffaloes, they waste an opportunity. Everything got going with 2 outs. They had no runs. There was 1 hit. There were no errors and 3 runners left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the 8th inning. It is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 11. Orix Buffaloes 4. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment. The call of the bottom of the 8th inning. We're glad you're with us. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's going to be the 9-1-2 hitters scheduled to bat in the batting order for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. It's going to be Takuya Kai, Taisi Makihara, and Masaki Mamori. We do have a pitching change now for the Orix Buffaloes. It is going to be number 66. There are some defensive changes. Usually don't always try to get those until we have the opportunity to see them come to bat. Sometimes they move too quick. Number 66, Ryo Yoshida, is taken over on the mound. And so Yoshida is going to be taking over here for Cho. So Yoshida is going to be pitching in his third game this year. He's got one win against no losses. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Yoshida this year has only pitched in 2 games. He's got 2 2/3 innings under his belt. He has yet to allow an earned run. And here comes the 0-1 pitch. It's a fastball that just misses low, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-2. And Takuya Kai, it's not really to his liking. He's got some very interesting body language and emotion. He doesn't like the calls. He kind of moonwalked out of the box earlier, and this time he walks into the other batter's box. And here comes the 1-2, and he swings and misses at a pitch down in the dirt. He is walking back to the dugout for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up Taisi Makihara. So Makihara comes up to the plate. He is 2 for 4 today. He's tripled his last time up and knocked in a run. He singled and scored a run in the 5th. He bounced into a fielder's choice after a marathon at bat in the 3rd inning. As a fastball swung on, it is lifted foul on the first base side. The count is 0-1. He grounded out to the shortstop his first time up. So 2 for 4 today for the young shortstop. Here comes the pitch, and it is taken for a fastball, taken for a called strike. We're going to have to check just to make sure that it is our young shortstop that's still hitting, or if they've replaced him too. We've got all kinds of changes. We don't always get the updates. Here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses low. Only happen to pick it up as I see the difference in the hitters when they're at the plate. This is actually Kenta Imamiya, who has replaced Makihara. Imamiya has set a record earlier this year for most sacrifice bunts. So Imamiya is in the game here, especially in his career. Imamiya just fouls the pitch off, and so now it is 1-2. That makes me wonder why Imamiya would be in the game at this point. Let the young shortstop Makihara run the race and finish it out. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. Kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's lifted into deep left center field. Moving back on it is the center fielder Godu. That is going to retire Imamiya. That's going to go down as a long fly ball for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away. And the scheduled hitter is Masaki Mamori. We're going to have to check to make sure if that's exactly who is coming up. We got to keep our eyes peeled on the changes here. So that's exactly who is at the plate. Mamori steps in on the left side, and the first pitch to him is a fastball fouled away on the third base side. Count is 0-1. Mamori tonight is officially 0 for 2. He struck out in the first. He lined to second in the third. He dropped a sacrifice bunt in the 5th inning, and he hit a sac fly to drive in a run in the 6th. So officially 0 for 2 in the books, and there's a breaking ball down. They appeal over to third base. Umpire at third said he didn't go, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Definitely know that Yanagita is not on deck. He's out of the ball game. So here's the pitch. It is a split finger pitch, swung on and missed, and the count is now 1-2 to Mamori. Ball fell off the table. And Mamori waved through it. If I'm the pitcher, Yoshida, I think I'm going to throw that same pitch again. I'm going to repeat that over. Here comes the 1-2. The catcher definitely wants it down. Sure enough, it's a similar pitch down, but Mamori holds off. The count is 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mamori chokes up a little bit off the end of the bat. They've set up inside, so here comes the 2-2. Pitch is swung on. This is lifted into right center field. Moving over is the center fielder, Godu. He's going to make the catch, and that is going to retire the side here in the 8th inning. So for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks, they go quietly with no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We're moving to the top of the 9th inning. It is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 11, the Orix Buffaloes 4. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call of the top of the 9th inning. We're glad you are with us. Here's our friend Matt again.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Thanks again, Matt, and welcome back. There is a pitching change for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. And our Korean baseball fan is now looking at the positive side with a couple of grand slams. They can take it back. Well, we'll see what happens here. It's never over till it's over. But by the looks of it, this game is looking like it's pretty close to being over. They're down to their last 3 outs. You have a pitching change, and Fukuoka has brought on a right-hander, and it is Seiji Tanaka. Seiji Tanaka, the right-hander, coming in to get some work, and this is his 8th appearance of the season. He has pitched in 7 innings. He's allowed 3 hits, 3 walks. He has struck out 6. He's got an earned run average of 1.29. So he is on to face the 7, 8, and 9 hitters in the batting order for Orix. So we're going to see how this is about to work. So Seiji Tanaka takes over for Fukuoka. The first pitch delivered to there's a fastball delivered, and it is slapped that away by the hitter Tagu, and the count is 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the pitch from Tanaka. It is a fastball, and that misses for a ball. The count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is now 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Tagu. It's not going to be easy. They get a 7-run lead. All they've got to do is throw strikes and let the batters bat. The worst thing you can do is put the leadoff hitter aboard and get yourself into trouble here. So here comes the 3-1. It's a fastball, and that's a generous called strike. Count is now 3-2. The umpire apparently has to get a move on too. So Tanaka gets himself ready to go. He kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called third strike. Tongu is going down looking for the third time tonight. He is down on strikes. First time looking, and that is out number 1 here in the 9th inning. One thing that I am interested to see if we call the game tomorrow night, Carter Stewart Jr., I haven't seen him pitch at the NPB level yet. He's got 8 games under his belt. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. He's pitched in 17 innings so far this year already. He's got an 0-1 record. I'd be curious to see if he is going to get some action tomorrow. I'd like to see him live in a game. And the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike by Wakatsuki. There's a fastball that puts Wakatsuki down on his butt as it goes up and in. It's actually a split-fingered fastball, but nevertheless, it was up around the head area, and so the count is now 1-1. So here comes the 1-1 pitch to Wakatsuki. Let's see, fastball swung on. It's grounded over to third. It's fielded by Richard. He fires to first, and that is going to retire Wakatsuki. That goes down as a ground out, 5-3. And now with 2 away, the Buffaloes are down to their last out. Scheduled to bat is the shortstop Katara Kobayashi. We'll see if that is indeed who is coming to bat. And it is the shortstop Kobayashi with 2 away here. And the first pitch from Tanaka is a fastball swung on. It's drilled foul down the right field line, and that ball is going to be foul. It's going to reach the seats, and the count is 0-1 to Kobayashi. Kobayashi tonight is 0 for 3. He's struck out, he's flown to left, and he's grounded back to the pitcher. Comes the pitch from Tanaka. It's a fastball swung on. It's tapped over to third. It's fielded by Richard. He fires to first. And that is going to do it tonight for the ball game between the Buffaloes and the Hawks. So in the 9th inning for the Buffaloes, there was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. Game is now completed. And we're going to give you the out-of-town scoreboard before we leave here. But we do want to thank everybody for listening, whether you are on Twitch or whether you are on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in tonight. We'll give you the quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard. The 9th inning, the Saitama Cebu Lions are trailing the Tohoku Rakuten Eagles 8-3. The Lions are down to their last at-bats. That's the only other game currently going on in the Pacific League. The Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters and Chibalote Marines get going at 4 a.m. Eastern Time or 1 a.m. on the Pacific Coast, which is in about 1 minute time. The Central League action, the Hiroshima Carp have a 4-1 lead over the Tokyo Yakult Swallows. That's in the bottom of the 8th inning at the Jinju Stadium. The other game in the bottom of the 9th inning, the Yokohama Dana Bay Stars have a 3-1 lead over the Chunichi Dragons. The Murray Giants and the Hanshin Tigers get going in about an hour's time. That game will be getting going. Well, once again, everybody, we want to thank you all for listening again to our production. Our Korean baseball fan, we appreciate you being here. We're going to be back on tomorrow night. It is going to be at 9 o'clock Eastern. It'll be sorry, check that. It'll be midnight Eastern or 9 a.m. Pacific time. We'll be calling the same two teams again. Hopefully you can come on in and check it out. We are going to do an earlier game, a Major League Baseball game. We're going to do the Cardinals and the Brewers. So if you want something to entertain you, come on in for that one as well. Once again, everybody, you've had to listen to another Last Rounds Baseball video production. We hope you all have a great night. Come on back and see us again later. We're going to do it all over again, and it'll be tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody.